The regular season is finally over. Thank you for joining us here at C-Ball Get Ball. And the Lane Train Express is finally over. And I think there's probably a lot of sighs of relief because it is over, because we talked about it a lot and there was so much back and forth. And I think everybody kind of had Lane fatigue. But, this ended the only way it was supposed to end. It ended the way Lane ends most stops. And we have some track records with that, right? Like we have a track record on the tarmac with one of the most public, leavings of a school or getting fired from a school. We have a Knoxville exit after one season. We have a Raiders exit after 20 months when Al Davis broke out the projector and started talking about all the things that Lane didn't do, and now leaving Ole Miss in the middle of a playoff run. So there's a past, I think, that people are going to immediately point to. There's a ton to unpack about this story and about Lane. He talked about it today, and I think I'm glad he said this part. I think it's not going to be received in the best manner, but he said, I'm just thankful for Ole Miss in the last 6 years, and it's been the most impressionable and the best part of my life. And I think he's right about that, because Lane Kiffin has flourished. He has thrived in Oxford, and the people have supported him and surrounded him. And that's a far cry from watching today from the airport when people are yelling things and booing and gesturing towards Lane Kiffin on the way out. Like it ended really, really poorly. And I hate that for Ole Miss, because, again, like all of this back and forth, all the drama, all the things that go into it, there's one group that's losing the most, and it's the players. Like the Ole Miss players get hurt the most, because they're the ones that are competing for their dreams to come true, to try to go do something special. It was a special season already, winning 11 games, but being able to put something together like they have, win a bunch of games, be right on the precipice of going to the playoff and doing something hopefully magical and hopefully great. And that opportunity gets snatched away from them. And I mean, listen, I'll be honest too. All the Ole Miss fans, like, they lose, right? Like all the fans that show up, that made it important, that made the atmosphere unbelievable in what it is, that donated to contribute to bringing Lane there and his assistants and all of the staff there and everybody that got hired and all the players that got brought in. Because it's not just Lane leaving out the door. Like, I think this would be a different conversation. Remember, Lane's taking Charlie Weiss Jr., his offensive coordinator, with him. That's a big deal, man. Lane doesn't call plays anymore. Like, Lane could, but Charlie Weiss Jr. has been one of the best in the business at doing that. Obviously been so good at it. He's taken him with him. He's taken Billy with him, his GM, who's one of the main ones ahead of all of the curve with this NIL stuff. He's done such a great job. Now he'll be at LSU with him. He's taken his strength and conditioning staff. So, we've seen this movie. We've seen Lane leave. I'm hoping that he finds, happiness in what he's pursuing. But, I hate the way it ended, Brent. I can't stand the way it ended. Nobody liked it. Nobody watched. Nobody liked seeing it. Nobody wanted to see it. And now, the players are left to pick it up. Pete Golding, their defensive coordinator, who Lane hired, is going to be the head coach now. And so now they try to pick up the pieces and move on into the playoffs, like into the college football playoff. They get to limp in.
They can win the whole thing. They have a chance.
Still?
They play games. Like Texas right now and Sark is campaigning. Cristobal is campaigning. Ole Miss is in. And they're going to be in, likely, unless the committee does something unheard of.
FSU would like a quick word, because FSU, my quarterback's hurt. It's not the same team because of injuries in the criteria of the committee. Well, here's the thing. They realistically could look at this and go, the best part of this team is their offense. Their offensive coordinator's gone. The head coach is gone, who is the other offensive installer and play caller. Would they dream of – I'm just here to tell you, I will absolutely quit college football. I will walk away from college football and I will go nomad the earth. I'm going to run across Georgia to California naked if they freaking do that crap. I know nobody wants to see that, but I'm just saying, like, I will be so pissed if they leave. If they leave Ole Miss out.
5:02 is what I got on the time code.
Yeah.
For the video.
So I was just thinking, who's already texting you to if they're listening to say that? But I don't think that's happening. And they also saw Florida State play a couple games without the QB, so that was one of the things with that too. But I'm gonna like maybe be a little grumpy with this because
I like cantankerous Brent.
Well, today was like the first day I went to work when it was dark and I got home when it was dark. So that's rare. I don't like that. So I'm a little grumpy as it is. It's like shave, shower, show.
I like it. Ooh, the S's.
First off, I think there's some psychology part of a lot of this because when your dad's an NFL coach and you move, I think I looked, it was like 8 times before he graduated high school, 7 times, something like that.
Yep.
And then the coach life of just the sort of nomadic life of being a coach in pros and in college, all that. I think there's hard to feel comfortable in one place for longer than, 6 years as long as he's been in one place. USC was also there for 6 years, but before he went to the Raiders. But still, so I think there's some of that's part of all this and who he is and all that. But anyway, I had like in my job and day job in academia, I have people that I work with that they leave and they can go and then go do other things. And I always tell them, look, you are the president and CEO of You Inc. Like Lane is the president and CEO of Lane Kiffin Inc. And whatever he thinks is in the best interest of that business, have at it. That's the thing.
And that's what he did.
And that's exactly what he did. However, David Pollack would never do what he did. I would never do what he did. There to me is something different. And I've seen a lot of great analogies about, like SVP had some good ones about the wife and, hanging out with the family for the Christmas while you're down the street with the other lady kind of thing. There's all sorts of work analogies that you can put into this. Football and coaching a team and leading young men to me is different. Like what you ask of them, there's so much that goes to pour into that and that relationship and all that goes with that and the team and the bonding and everything that is great about the sport and all goes into it. And you quit and you told those kids that they weren't good enough to win a championship because I got to go elsewhere to win it. I can't win it with you. I got to go elsewhere to win it. I can't stomach that. That bothers the utter crap out of me.
I like this, Brent. I like this. I like this thought process that you're going down right here.
Couple other things. One is, yes, the calendar sucks. We all know that. Everybody knows that. But still, he could have said from the get-go, if you call my agent, here's what my agent is going to say. Talk to him after the season. If they don't want to wait, that's their prerogative.
But the calendar should say that already. I agree. The calendar should outline it right now. Every single job, if you have a job and you are filling your job, that's why I want to get rid of buyouts. I'm done with buyouts too. Screw buyouts. Like, forget buyouts. I don't want those anymore in the sport. Like, if you have a job, you shouldn't be able to take another job. That shouldn't happen. That you can't do that in the NFL. Like, you can't have a team that's about to go to the playoffs and be like, oh, wait a minute, whoopsie. Like, I'm going to coach them. Like, it doesn't work. This is business. We got to take this calendar and we got to do something about it. That's bull crap.
I agree. And that's where like all this makes it so there. But just the decision itself, I couldn't have left the team and the football aspect of that because like those relationships, I would have been like, hey, I'm staying with my team until the end of the year. If you want me by the end of the year, we'll talk. Fine. But this is my team. These are the guys I poured into this. And it's this team, it's this individual team because now, it's going to be 40 to 60 different kids every year, oftentimes. But the last thing for him, to me, he's lucky he's going to LSU. Because the kids in that state, that they're big-time athletes, the daggone number one recruit in the country was at his office there when he first got there. Those kids want to play for that school, independent of the coach. I went and looked. Top 12 recruits, and I think it was 12, maybe 13, recruits in the state of Louisiana are committed to LSU. The only one else is Ohio State. They want to go play for that school. And versus him having to go look at a kid and be like, hey, commit to me, do all these things. I'm going to help you get the league. I'm going to do all this for you. So
yeah, but here's the thing.
I'm done.
I want
rant done.
I love the rant. I want to holler at my boy Kevin Chavis in the chat. LSU is clearly a much better opportunity to win a natty. You know who else thought that? Brian Kelly.
Yep.
Brian Kelly thought it was a much better opportunity than Notre Dame. Brian Kelly said, I'm leaving Notre Dame because I can't win the big one here. Lane Kiffin didn't say that, but he said it. Just listen. He absolutely said it. So
his actions spoke.
He's leaving Ole Miss and a chance to go to the playoff because he thinks he has a better chance to win a national title consistently. And here's the thing. When you're at Ole Miss, bro, and you win 10 games, 5 out of the 6 years, and the 40 years before that, they haven't done that but like 3 times total. You know what they do? They build statues outside. You know what they do at Ole Miss when you don't win 10 games or when you win just 10 games? They fire your ace and they say, go home. And then they try to sue you to take back some of your money like they did with Brian Kelly. So listen, I get it. But this is not the old school days, man. Like, this isn't the building a fence around the state of Louisiana. Because it's nice. It's a nice idea to say, I'm going to go get all those guys. It's another thing when someone else is going to break out their checkbook too and overpay because those guys are really, really good. So listen, everybody has the opportunity. Here's the thing. Everybody has the opportunity to say that, to go do that, but be careful what you wish for. Because I think at Ole Miss, I think you can win championships. I think he has Ole Miss at a spot right now where it's in great shape. And moving forward, the way they built it, he could accomplish every dream he wanted to. And I think the part that I don't really like the most is, now at least he didn't break out a Southern accent. Like, thank God. Like, if he broke out a Southern accent, I probably would have lost my mind. But he said, I didn't want to leave. I wanted to stay with the players. Like, what did you learn a long time ago? I get it. What did you learn a long time ago from your parents? Like, when I do something, there's a consequence. When I mess up, I get reprimanded. Like, when I mess up, there's consequences to my actions, right? Like, there's consequences to this. And they said no. So Lane had the right to say, I'm going to go to LSU. Ole Miss had the right to tell him to kick rocks. Here's the thing. If I was Ole Miss, I would have kept him through the playoff. I'd have kept him through the playoff. And I know the argument is he's going to recruit the roster. He's already recruiting the roster.
So that's already happened.
That's already happening. He's already recruiting the coaches and taking some of the coaches. So I think it just would have been fun to see. I lost in the fourth quarter to Georgia at Florida, or at Georgia. Like, that's a tough place to do it, man. Like, that's a tough place to win. So there's nothing wrong with that. I won some clutch games. I get hot. I go put this thing together. I might win a national championship. How about the money that comes into my school, homie? How about the money that comes in for going to the playoffs, going to the next round of the playoffs? That we ain't talking about like little Benjamins. We talking about a lot of Benjamins. Like, we talking about making a lot of money for my school.
It, though. Everybody else is unlike Notre Dame. They got to it's still more.
And by the way, we'll talk about Notre Dame tomorrow. I want to talk about something about that. But yeah, Wesley, I see you jumping in.
To me, it's one where they should have said, yes, go away.
No.
You don't want to be here? Fine, go away.
I got something really quick before we move on. Get on to, believe it or not, other coaches were hired and changed their destinations as well this weekend. I don't know if anyone paid attention, but I got a quote here. This is from ESPN.com way back in October of 2025. It seems like a couple years ago now, but it's a FAQ about why did college football change the portal window. And Ryan Day, Nebraska coach Matt Rule, they went on the record and said that most Big Ten coaches wanted it to be in the spring. But a lot of SEC coaches acknowledge it might not be easy for the last few teams in the college football playoff, but it's the right change for everybody else. And here's the quote that caps off this segment about what SEC coaches thought about it. It says, "I'm sorry, there's no crying on the yacht," LSU coach Brian Kelly said. Thought that was interesting. How much has changed with him, that school, and who is the head coach there now?
A lot has changed. And
can I ask you a question quick about this?
Yeah.
Do you think all this happened and waited till Sunday because he was waiting to see if Alabama lost?
Yes. I do think he was waiting. I think he was waiting. Now, I think he knew what he wanted to do because the extension's been there, right? Like he could have signed the extension. As soon as he started waiting, we started talking. We knew there was a good chance that he was going to leave. Which again, I still had hope. The heart inside of me was like, man, maybe he can still do the right thing. Like in my eyes, he did the right thing in his eyes. But I think the right thing would have been for him to just stay happy and do his job there and just go kill it. But like, yeah, I think that's the. But here's another thing too about that. What Wes just said is it is interesting when you start debating schedules, and the teams that are always going to be playing in the playoffs probably have a different thought process, right, than the teams that are not going to be playing in the playoffs and jumping and getting head starts and different. Like all of them can have different opinions. Get this shiznick fixed. This stuff sucks, man. NCAA, what do you do? Fix the calendar. Fix the tampering. Fix coaches leaving in the middle of the season. This is not that hard to fix, man. Like, give me a collectively bargain. Get me a players association. We need everybody in the room together to talk this out. We need smart people to be able to do it. Like, listen, I just want to be in the room. I was gonna say I'd shut up and be in the corner. No shot, because I can't keep my mouth shut. Brent's like, yeah, try being me on the podcast with him the whole time. But I just think there's so many easy things that we could knock down and take next steps, one step at a time to get closer to. Listen, we did it with the one portal window. That's a step in the right direction. Again, I said it from the beginning. I would do the portal window at different timing. That was me because I'd like to see my roster. That would be a great thing. But all right, we'll get to other jobs.
We should maybe have like a whole show where we let our ideas, put it together. Everything. I wrote an article about it on UGAsports.com, January 2024. Like everything. Structure, portal, schedule, all of it.
I think I could fix it.
Go back and look at that.
I think I could fix it.
More coaches, though.
Yeah, it's definitely different than the NFL. But I think there's some ways you could fix it. All right, more coaches. Alex Golesh goes to Auburn. Talked to a coach today. A long-time or college football coach that has a good pulse of everything going on. They said they thought Golesh was one of the smartest coaches in all of college football, and that like really had an awesome plan and understanding when he went to USF how to retain coaches. If you want a glimpse of Alex Golesh actually and who he is personally, we had him on the pod actually a couple months ago, like probably a month and a half ago from USF, and talked about his background growing up, Tennessee, who influenced him as a coach, how he was a defensive coach and he became an offensive coach, his time at Tennessee. Like he's got SEC experience, which I think is a really good thing. Another guy that has SEC experience, John Summerall. He goes to Florida. I've seen a lot of Billy Napier comparisons. Is he Billy Napier-esque? Summerall, fiery, passionate. Again, played in the SEC, has experience from living in the state of Alabama. Like, he's definitely a guy that's familiar with the territory. He comes from a school in Louisiana, in the G5. Like, I feel like there's a lot of things that like Florida fans are like this. They're ticking a little bit. They're like, it's not who I wanted. I know you wanted Lane. Was a shiny toy. At least Summerall has experience as a head coach in this era, which is craziness. I think that speaks volumes for him. That helps him. Obviously playing at Kentucky, familiarity with the league. Mark Stoops fired at Kentucky. I think that's a lot of money to go away for a coach that everyone thinks is a really good coach. Now, the talent has absolutely fallen off, and they're not winning. I mean, they haven't won football games. And he was one of those guys, man, before NIL that was one of the best in the country at taking guys and developing them. Like taking 2-star guys, 3-star guys, turning them into 4- and 5-star guys, basically 4-star guys that could get drafted. And this is a byproduct of NIL. Like, because you can be a great coach in college football nowadays, and that doesn't mean you can survive. Because if you don't have alignment with president, AD, and with head coach and with funding and how you want to do this, it doesn't matter. You can be a great coach. You can be the best coach in the world. There's a reason Nick Saban got out. There's a reason he got out. Like, This is a different world. It's not just good enough to be a good college football coach anymore. Like, you have to know and be a general manager, and you have to know how to talk to people and handle different situations and agents and field all the questions that Mark Stoops, if you've met Mark Stoops, he's one of the most fiery, passionate guys you'll ever meet. Like, come at me with that. Like, he'll probably tell people to kick rocks. Like, somebody walks in his office and be like, hey, I need this. He'd be like, don't let the door hit you in the ace on the way out, bro. Holla. I'll go get another Midwest guy from Ohio. He's a great football coach. Great football coach. But we got Ryan Silverfield went to Arkansas. Memphis, fun brand of offense, going to Arkansas. Very, very interesting. To me, the Arkansas thing is, it's interesting because you hear Bentonville. Arkansas has money, man. Like, they've got Walmart. They've got companies. They've got Fortune 500 companies. Like, I feel like they would benefit from NIL greatly if they can find the right guy to mix it, to get it together. Listen, I don't envy that job. That's a tough job, man. To be in that league, you're not high on the list. He's also the guy, remember, Silverfield, that had a comment about Georgia and the drivers and how they speed. How fast do they play Georgia? Interesting. Kirby said he schedules guys that leave his school. I'm sure he has a quote board in his office too that's like, all right, when I can smash that dude and step on that cockroach, I'll do it. I'm not calling him a cockroach. I'm just using an analogy. But Silverfield to Arkansas, it's a tough job. Got to have the right guy. They need some NIL money to jump in with it, like Virginia Tech. So actually, does Arkansas play? Brad Bush from the chat says Arkansas plays Georgia next season. I'm getting the nod from Brent. So, hey, Brad Bush, you the man, dog. Appreciate that. So next year, maybe they'll have some fireworks on that one. Nothing on Penn State yet as we wrap up the coaching search here on C-Ball Get Ball. Penn State, they thought they were going to be first in line. They thought they would probably get a big-name coach. Matt Rule was the early connection. And I can tell you this, Matt Rule and the AD at Penn State, buddy, that got squadooshed. It almost happened. It thought about happening. It did not happen. So obviously Matt Rule signs an extension, stays at the Cornhuskers. Kalani Sataki from BYU being mentioned. That dude is a different cat now. Like, cool as it gets. No nonsense. He's got some fun element to him. Right? I like his personality. Interesting. That would be a very interesting fit at Penn State. But Sataki, known for aggressiveness, known for fun, and I think that Penn State's really, really interesting because they're the one that jumped the gun, fired their coach first, and it looks like they might be last to be the guys to hire their coaches. I mean, everybody's starting to fill them. And if you look at the coaches that we're talking about filling them, a lot of SEC filling their jobs first. Mr. Rollins, you got something to add, sir?
Speaking of filling jobs, I had to look around just to make sure, because that's one of the cool things about having a bunch of screens, and make sure it was on 3 Sports, not no 3 Sports on Twitter. Kentucky's bringing in Will Stein from Oregon.
It's already done?
Offensive coordinator. Yep.
Wow. Look at our boy.
That was an hour ago.
Look at our boy.
Yep.
I don't know if it's IDK.
I don't know James.
I don't know
James.
On another move, fire Will Stein and Barnhart. Go Cats. Gruden, he knows agents, or even Mullen, Elliott, something's more splashy. Mark was goodish. So you just fired your coach an hour into the hiring? Like, he just fired him already? Like, the Kentucky fan just fired
I think
Will Stein?
Fire is like it's a good thing. You know, like the texting fire, like, hey, good, because he said go Cats. So
he said go Cats, but then he says Gruden, he knows agents, or even Mullen, Elliott. He was already putting other names in there.
Okay.
Yeah. Brent, you're the one who's supposed to be smart enough to read. Can you
I
help
don't
your brother
know.
out?
Oh, no, he doesn't.
These college football timelines are brutal, man. I mean, get him out.
An hour, and he's gone. An hour, and he's fired. By the way,
no, it was
I didn't.
Makos and Chris Lowe from 1-3 reporting that Kentucky is hiring offensive coordinator Will Stein,
who's freaking good, really really good, great offense. Going to the SEC, Dan. Just to pointing out another great coach going to the SEC, Dan. More people in the SEC, Dan. Okay, one thing I did not mention yet as the show continues to grow. We got Caleb Downs on today. How did I not mention that yet? Caleb Downs, caught up with him earlier. Unbelievable stud muffin. Like, the dude is an animal at Ohio State. He had some cool things to say about Jeremiah Smith, Julian Sand, Ryan Day. We talked stories of all that stuff, man. He was really, really good. Like, really good.
Did you happen to ask him which was the better / bigger rivalry game?
Auburn,
how he's Auburn, Alabama versus Ohio State, Michigan.
But let me tell you this.
I mean, obviously he should say his current deal, but
he should. But
he was
let me
also
tell you
4th
this.
and 31.
Let me tell you this, Brent. I asked him about playing in the Big Ten and the SEC, and he gave a clear and definitive answer of which one's harder. So that's a tease. That's a professional tease right there. We're going to leave that.
That's really good by you.
We're going to leave that right there. Hey, Dan Lanning, Caleb Downs answered the question, not me. So, God, I love Dan. He texted me again today. He's fantastic. Like, that dude, I love that. That dude has so much juice and is so fantastic.
Well, he's got time on his hands now. He's just sitting there waiting. Where's he going to?
He's an animal.
Who's he going to play in the playoffs at home?
He's an animal. All right. Now, next, we're going to college football. We're going to the top 12, baby. This is not near as exhilarating as it's been. We were so wrong. Like, we were here and we were like, man, we're here for the chaos. This season's been fantastic. There's going to be movement. Somebody's going to lose. This is going to be fantastic to be able to debate X, Y, and Z. Texas beat Texas A&M, so that makes it fun. Virginia wins, so that obviously they're going to move up in the rankings and be a part of it. But, like, everybody else kind of survived, right? Like, everybody that was in the catbird seat. So let's talk about it. We still got Ohio State number 1, and it's an exclamation point now. It's a come at me, bro. Now, like, it's a clear and definitive. There is one team in college football to beat, and it is the Ohio State Buckeyes. Like, it's very, very clear. Indiana would like a word, and they'll get a word this weekend. They just might have a different word when they leave. So Ohio State 1, Indiana 2, Georgia 3. So Georgia moves up to the 3 hole after A&M loses. Texas Tech goes into the 4 spot. So you see what's happening, a little bit of slidage, a little bit of people gliding on up. Oregon to the 5 spot. A&M to the 6 spot. Ole Miss to the 7 spot. That was not an accident, ladies and gentlemen. Like, I look at Ole Miss. I'm not going to move them below Oklahoma. They beat Oklahoma. But every other one-loss team, man, I've got to take into account what I'm looking at. And what I'm looking at is no Lane Kiffin and no Charlie Weiss Jr. The best part of this team is their offense, man. Like, I would have a tendency to maybe move them up. And I would have had them above the one-loss team. I would have had them as the best one-loss team probably outside of Georgia because Georgia beat them. But because of it, now I have them at the lowest one-loss team because I don't know that they're the same team. I can't say that they're not, and I can't say that they are, but I have a pretty good guess that when you take Lane Kiffin and Charlie Weiss Jr. off of that team, they're going to get worse, man. And I hate it for the school, but I absolutely hate it for Ole Miss. But I do think it's the case. Okay, 8, Oklahoma. This is where we get into the world of 8, 9, 10, and who you want here and who's going to be there because Miami would like a word. Vanderbilt would like a word. Again, we have to have an ACC team, so Virginia's going to get the 11 hole. JMU back in the 12 spot, baby, because we rotate. That's what we do here on See Ball, Get Ball. It's pull a group of 5 name out of the hat, whoo, slap it in there, baby, because you never know who it's going to be. But you have to decide now between OU, the 2 lost teams, OU, Notre Dame, Alabama. We went OU 8. We went Notre Dame 9. We went Alabama 10. If you have them in any other order, don't care. I really don't care. Like, obviously you've seen enough from Notre Dame where you've seen that they've been really, really good. Haven't played the competition of Alabama, but if they played, but they've played a bunch of Florida States and they've beat them, right? So, like, the losses that they have that are really, really good on the ledger continues to, I think, matter in the committee's eyes. And that's what we got, man. That's what we got 1 through 12. Brent, you want to chime in? Wesley, you want to chime in? Anybody chime in and what they see and if they want to complain or gripe? Oh, I like it, Wesley. Come on.
I got a question, and I just want to look ahead. I like to think about the chaos that could potentially happen. Okay. All right. I'm not saying it's going to. Let's take a look at this. All right. JMU wasn't ranked in the committee last week. but JMU and North Texas are ranked in the AP. Okay.
Yep.
What the heck happens? Let's say Duke beats Virginia. JMU wins its conference. Tulane or North Texas win their conference. What's going to happen, DP? Brent, what do you think?
I mean, go ahead, Brent. I'll let you get the first stab at it, but
Duke's in. There's no way they're kicking
5 lost Duke.
out.
It's the 5 highest ranked conference champions.
Okay.
5 You think they're just going to rank Duke?
Hold on.
To save face?
Brent, here's why you're wrong. Tulane beat Duke.
I know. So if
Tulane beat Duke.
But I think whoever wins that game, the American game, I think JMU's out of this to me.
You don't even get no love, even though they played Louisville really, really good. Do we conveniently forget that Tulane beat Duke? Handled Duke.
Yeah. Because I think they're going to find a way to put them in because they'll have just beaten 18th or 17th, 18th or something like that. 18th last week, Virginia. I think they'll find a way to put them in. I don't see them putting JMU and North Texas / Tulane. Now, and I did think about this the day on the drive home. Just think if this were last year. All these games and these teams that we're talking about would be competing for a bye.
So
how good is it that got rid of that?
That's where I'm going to go. Right, that's actually where I'm going to go. So this is a change that needs to happen immediately. We need to get rid of this crap too. Last year we needed to get rid of the top 4. This year, don't give me. I'm tired of it. You have to have one team from each league. It doesn't have to be a conference champion. Doesn't have to be a conference champion. I don't need the conference champion to have an automatic bid. You got to have at least one team from each league. So that satisfies that need, but it does not have to be a conference champion. This is a perfect example why. Remember why we're here, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget, Duke played NC State, right? What happened in that game, Brent?
Okay.
Didn't they lose to NC State and it didn't count?
No, that was Virginia.
Oh, that was Virginia. Okay, Virginia loses to NC State and it doesn't count. That's because of the ACC scheduling crap.
If it would have counted, Miami's probably in the game.
So get rid of that crap too. So last year we fixed the seeding. Listen, we can start fixing this piece by piece. Let's just listen. We fixed the 1 through 4 because I told you I'd get tired of looking at the graphic stuff. Now let's fix this. Each team needs one in. It makes it very easy. Group of 5, I love you. You guys play great football. Go do your own thing. We're going to let you go do your own thing, and we're going to bring millions to it. We'll put it on television. It'll be awesome. It'll be fantastic. We're going to raise money. We're still going to let you play other teams. But here's the thing. The best 12 teams get in. The best 12 teams get in, minus you're going to have at least one team from each conference. But I think if you do that, I think it'll satisfy the other. I think you can accomplish the other. Miami's a perfect example. If Virginia wins, we don't have a debate. Virginia's in. And Virginia deserves to be in. They should be in if they win the game. If Duke wins, I can't see a world where I can't. How does Duke deserve to be in? They would deserve to be in as much
11 and 12
as,
in that instance would be JMU potentially and Tulane or North Texas. We had talked about earlier how
Tulane beat them. Hey, don't forget that.
Yeah. So Tulane would probably be 11. Duke would be 12 in that instance.
Think about that.
We had talked, hey, G5 have a caveat that you have to have a Power 4 win. Well, Tulane actually has they have 2, Northwestern and Duke.
I just don't think we're spending too much time talking about something that's probably not going to happen. But to get inside the committee's
you asked
head,
the question, Ninja.
No, you started exactly.
I started it, but we're still talking about it 5 minutes later. But this is more about the committee thought process. And when you think about a 5-loss Duke team, the committee has hemmed itself in based on its own rules that it made. Yeah. You can't put a 5-loss team in. It's going to be much easier for them to say, sorry, these are the rules, highest ranked conference champions, when you've got Texas, you've got Miami, you've got Vandy that aren't in. It sucks for all of them, But what's the harder pill for them to swallow? A 5-loss Duke team? That's terrible, man. Neither one of them is good, but that is awful.
I like it, Wesley. I like when you come in emphatically. I like cantankerous Brent earlier, and then I like fired up Wesley right there. I'm all this show just keeps getting better.
Is there any world where Miami's in your playoff? Because they beat Notre Dame, and they have the same record.
If Miami and Notre Dame and they get in the same cluster and they put Miami in, I have absolutely no problem with that. I would advocate for that. I think if they played right now, I think Notre Dame's the better team. I absolutely think Notre Dame's the better team. Miami has earned the right. They won it on the field. They would have deserved to be in the college football playoff over Notre Dame. Did you see what Phil Simms said, by the way, or Boomer Esiason said? He said it about Notre Dame. He said, if I'm the Big Ten and I'm the ACC, I'm not scheduling Notre Dame. See if they can get in the playoff then.
No.
See if they can get in the playoff. Go make them, because you're satisfying their schedule. It was a brilliant thing because they're going to take one of your playoff spots again. Back-to-back years, they're going to take a playoff spot from you because they're independent. Like, it's an interesting take because you can fix that through scheduling. Like, you literally could be like, nah, brah, I'm not going to play you.
So one other question with the two things I think will be interesting tomorrow night. Does Oregon potentially jump Texas Tech? Because that's another quality win that they had against Washington. And then does Alabama stay in if they lose the SEC championship game? Because I think they don't.
Well, it adds another loss.
I think Miami's sitting there.
I think Miami's sitting there, but how do they lose matters to me. If they play an extra game, they have an extra loss, and it was a great game, and it was back and forth, and you punish someone for playing in their conference championship game, I'm out on that. Like, I don't agree with it whatsoever. So
last year they said they wouldn't. Last year they said they wouldn't.
But last year's committee was different. But
that'll be the only intrigue, I think. I don't think in A&M, like, they're going to be 6, 7, one of those. I didn't do that on purpose.
Did you do that on purpose? Really?
No,
Did you
straight up. I was looking at the numbers.
You did 6, 7. It's okay.
No,
we have kids, so all y'all that have kids know. All right, Caleb Downs again coming up. He's going to tell you which conference he thinks is better, the Big Ten or the SEC. Now we've got Eliminator, the college football eliminators. Brent, where are you going first with the college football eliminators?
I think by his own mention, and sorry, JR, I didn't mean to do that.
Yes, he did. By
his own choice, Lane Kiffin is eliminated from the college football playoff.
I like it. I'll take Michigan. It was a fun ride.
They had a chance.
They
were in the game.
Started 6-0, and then Ohio State cooked it in gear, kicked you in the teeth, took the trophy back, took the rivalry belt back. It was a good run, though. 4 in a row, Michigan. That's nothing to sneeze at. So I have college football eliminator as Michigan. Wesley, who you got?
The only other one is SMU. I mean, Brent filled the list out for us. Brent did our homework for us. But I
appreciate that. SMU, that's just like college. I just cheated off everybody else. That's exactly what I did in college.
Well, hey, I mean,
and I was the guy that cheated off.
Appreciate that, guys. Appreciate the cheat. All right, winners of the weekend. This to me is WWE style winning right here. We let you know in the preseason we were coming down the tracks. Who we are. Anchor the freak down. We own the state of Tennessee is what Clark Lee said. He said it. He came in to Neyland Stadium, took the belt off of his pants. And by the way, that's a rich belt. That's one of them big old buckles because he just signed that contract. It's got diamonds in that belt. He took it off and he whomped that ace. He took it to your bottom. And Diego Pavia and his boys said, Heisman me. All the dudes got together in the end zone. 21-point beatdown. He said it preseason, Clark Lee, and he backed it up.
I mean, Pavia said it too, I think, as well. Kalen DeBoer, though, for me, is the winner of the weekend. the Stones with the 4th down call late. Now, do they still win the game if they just kick the field goal there? Quite possibly. But you go for it, you get the touchdown, and you basically maybe alter the course of a lot of teams, because if they lose, they're out of the playoffs. They're like, all sorts of teams are having a whole lot more fun and maybe different coaches.
I didn't get it.
DeBoer.
I didn't get it. I didn't see the point at all. Like
Of what?
Of the 4th down. I can justify a lot of them. Like I am with I'm with a lot of the 4th down calls. I'm here for it, and I think there's a place for it in the game. That was borderline stupid. Like that was like, hey, do I want to go to Penn State? Like, do I want to get out of here? Because that's also a rumor. If you're seeing things, it's his name has been thrown around for the Penn State gig. I don't know if there's any validity to it, but it's let's look at our boy Lexus, driver fast. Bama will get in the playoffs now, even if they lose in the SC championship game, per Heather Dinich. Heather Dinich isn't on the committee. I get it. Like, and I know she talks to them, but like
about them, she talks a lot about them.
I'm not listening to that, because here's the thing: if Georgia beats the crap out of them, it's not happening. They're not getting in. We heard the same thing about Ohio State a couple years ago. Backup quarterback, no chance to get in. Right? Like, no chance. I'm a lady. Nice. I love that. Appreciate that. Like, yes, ma'am. You know what? I'm going to change my demeanor, because I respect women. I'm not going to talk to women in a bad light. But no, ma'am. I do not think you or Heather Dinich would be right. If they get beat down by Georgia, I think Alabama would be out. So now that I stuck my foot in my mouth and talked bad to the lady, I apologize.
I mean,
sorry, Lexus. Lexi. I'm going to call you. We're friends. Can I call you Lexi? All right. Let's get to it, man. Wesley, did you have something to add, Wesley, after I just stuck my foot in my mouth?
Do you look at your dadgum notes? Do you look at the show? Do you look at the sheet?
I do not most of the time.
All right. I'll just stop making it then.
I do.
My winner of the weekend is Kanze Matsuzawa, the Tokyo Toe. Hawaii's kicker, all right? This guy taught himself how to kick on YouTube. Tied an NCAA record, going 25 for 25 to start. But that's not really why he's my winner of the weekend. I want y'all to check out this screen grab. If you're listening only on podcast, I apologize. Check out the video. This is our guy.
What the heck? Where is he?
Those are lays. Is he in there? He's in there doing his post-game press conference on the field with about 50 lays on him, or maybe 25. It might be a lay for every kick he made. He did miss one. You can only see his
eyebrows. Like,
he missed one. He went 25 of 26 on the year. But bro, anything is possible on YouTube. You can become that man if you watch YouTube videos and learn how to kick. So Kanze Matsuzawa, you are our winner of the weekend. Congratulations, sir.
The fact that you could say his name several times, but hey, congratulations. That dude got laid a bunch. Look at that. I mean, that was a good weekend. Not only did he make some field goals, man, like, yeah, for those that can't see it, literally it's up to his like eyebrows. You can barely see him, but once maybe he'll go somewhere else and kick next year. Notre Dame could use a kicker. Sorry, too soon. All right, hold on. We got one more in the chat before we throw it to Caleb Downs. Let's try. I'm not going to do this to Lexi. I'm not going to be rude to Lexi. I screwed that one up. So, all right, RBS Bentley, go Dogs. Here's to round part D with Alabama. With that said, that guy got laid a lot. Yes, he did. We're going to keep it PG on the show always. No cursing, not talking about too many things. All right, Ohio State fans, you're the number one team in the country. Clearly the best team in the country. You got some dogs on your team with Jeremiah Smith, Arvell Reese, Caleb Downs. The list goes on with Tate and company, all those guys. Caleb Downs joined us earlier, and he talked about almost all of those guys. Talked about Ryan Day, talked about the big game. So here's the convo with Caleb Downs. Next, we got Caleb Downs, brother of Joshua. on the podcast. That's a nice thing to have, man. To have a brother like that, like that's a good mistake to make right there, ain't it?
I'll respect it just because I love my brother. I'll respect it.
Well, Caleb,
I haven't called that in a minute, though. I haven't called that in a minute.
Well, now you have. I'm glad we could do that. Caleb Downs from Ohio State joins us. Caleb, I've known you for a couple years now. My favorite part about you is AB. You're all business. Like you are always locked in, always dialed in. I love that. You came to the golf tournament. My man's reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad, like in the cart. I'm like, my goodness, like this dude is driven. And I think to sum it up, man, watching the Ohio State-Michigan game last week and watching Michigan talk a little bit of trash before the game, and you're that guy that seems like that you were kind of like smiling. You were kind of like they don't know what's about to hit them, or like, is that how you always handle trash talk?
I mean, most of the time, yeah. Like, there's no reason. I was telling my teammates during the game, I was like, there's no reason to trash talk. At the end of the day, if they lose the game, they don't have anything to say. So it doesn't matter. Just go win the game, and then everything else they have to shut up about. But, I mean, it just felt like a great opportunity to be out there, and I was just thankful to be out there and have a chance to play. So it was good.
How much did that one mean, though, Caleb? I mean, just that whole year, the negativity swirling, everybody just talking about it so much.
I mean, I'm not a big talker in terms of like, hey, we need to play like the game or anything like that. So for me, it was like I was just trying to get people off my back about it because they were definitely like talking about it the whole year, talking about how last year went. But it was like at the end of the day, we're going to have to see him again. And when we see him, it's going to be a different story. So, I mean, it felt great, especially for Coach Day and those guys, like getting the monkey off their back because they had a tough couple of years against them. So it's a good feeling around here right now.
Do you get when do you get like here, or do you always just stay level and even keel? Like national championship last year, did Caleb celebrate and go crazy?
Yeah, I mean, I celebrated with my teammates in the hotel. I mean, everything was shut down in Atlanta at that time because we got home at like 1 a.m. But it was I mean, that's about it. We gotta have something to celebrate if we're gonna celebrate. For the most part, we right there though.
Coming into this year, man, y'all replaced so many dudes and got a new defensive coordinator, a new offensive coordinator. So many things were new, and there was a lot of doubt about Ohio State and what they would be, and just kind of all the newness. So Matt Patricia coming in as a DC, you being one of the most versatile pieces in all of college football, like what has the system been like for you to learn this system and play in it?
I think it's been so great for me being able to learn his NFL defense, his different system. I've been in 3 different systems now since I've been in college, so I think that shows a versatility for me, being able to play in different positions and in different systems and still make it work wherever I'm at. And I feel like our team-wise, we felt the doubts that we had going into the year just because all the players we lost, and I feel like that's kind of the energy we go at every game with, to go out there and really show people who we are and show people what we're about. So I think that was actually a positive for us in terms of our mentality for the season, and we're gonna keep pushing and keep doing what we're supposed to do. But Matt Patricia was a huge piece of that, just giving us the confidence that we needed to know that we had a DC that had been at the highest level, like the highest of high levels, and knowing that we could trust in that.
With Matt Patricia, I think an easier question, Caleb, is to ask you not what positions you have played, is what position you haven't played, because you can play all over the field. So what is the positions on the field you haven't played this season?
I'm going to be honest. The only position that I have not I've not taken a snap at nose guard. I've taken a snap on the edge. I've taken a snap at D tackle. I've been at corner, been in the half, been in the post, been in man. I would say nose guard is probably the only position I haven't lined up at this year. So that's it's Matt Patricia's defense.
we need to get to lobbying, man. Come on, we got to hit them all.
I'll try to get that out of the next few weeks that we play, and I'll be able to say I played all 11 positions this year. That'll be good.
Dang right. So you play with a guy, he's all right, number 4 out there out wide. He's pretty good. Like just all the players you've seen, because obviously you've played college football for a while now. Give me the freakiest story that you've seen on 4, like what Jeremiah Smith can do.
Um, like I asked him that on my podcast the other day. It was like, I was like, "What's the craziest catch you've made?" Da da da. But I was like, they don't even know about practice catches. Wise, like those red zone periods, those red zone fades. He's had a couple that's been like, that's tough to see as a defender. It wasn't on me, but it was tough to see for sure. So it's great. It's great to watch him in practice, and it's definitely a challenge. He gets a lot of reroutes and doubles in practice, so that's a challenge for him. But I would say red area 7-on-7 probably like early on when he got here his freshman year. It was during the spring, so nobody really knew what he was gonna do. It was the first couple of days, but like Coach Day and everybody, they were like, "Oh, he's the dude." I'm like, "We're gonna see." So they threw him a fade ball, and the DB's like right on him. DB shoots his hands, and he catches it over his head. Like the DB's like pushing into him. He catches it over his head, comes down, and you can see like the people that are sitting there watching it on the sideline, you can see like their jaws dropped up. And some of them like are putting their hands on like head like this, and it's like I'm on the other side of the field. I see it. I'm like, he's out. I know he did. I know he caught it. I'm like he got it. But I would say that's probably the worst one that I've seen. So he's been blessed with a lot of talent.
See, my favorite part about that is you immediately came to the defense of your defense, because that's the way it works. It's offense versus defense, bro. Like, we ain't got your back.
He dropped it. I was like, he dropped it. He out. I knew he was in, but I was like, I can't say that. So it is what it is.
I appreciate that as a defensive guy. All right, your quarterback, man, he was also one of those guys coming in, man, just stepping into a new role, a lot of pressure. What do we not know about Julian saying? Because we've seen the accuracy all year, man. The poise has been pretty crazy for a kid that just stepped into a starting spot. But like, what do people not know about Julian saying that they're going to figure out?
I mean, I'll say one thing that surprised me this year is how much he's actually ran for first downs and everything. Like on like crucial downs, he'll run, get it. I'm like, because if we played against him, we would not be expecting that at all. So I would say his legs have been used a lot more than I would have thought. Even just scrambling to make plays, scrambling get out the pocket. He's done that at a high level. But everybody can see the accuracy, the poise, and how he runs the offense and leads it with his like himself. He leads in with his calm manner and everything like that. So he's played at an elite level, and it's difficult to put the pressure standpoint on it because like the pressure is high being at a big university with 100,000 eyes looking at you every game. So it's he's done it at a high level.
So you've been around a lot of great players, and you've seen obviously a lot of great players. Like one of the big things that we hear about all the time is SEC, Big Ten. Well, you played in both. Like I think you have as good a perspective as anybody else to talk about both leagues. Like, is there a difference to you, or is it pretty much the same? Football's the same.
I would definitely say like SEC, you're playing every week, and you're playing like big comp every week. So that was something when I was at Alabama. It was every week we're playing. Okay, Tennessee this week, got LSU next week, then we got Auburn. You're playing dudes every week, and that's something that you have to prepare your body for, prepare your mind for. I would say Big Ten, you're gonna have 4 or 5 games maybe where you're gonna have to play like high level competition and really be able to be at your highest point. So that's a difference. But then again, I said that when I first got to Ohio State, and then a lot of the teams that were in the Big Ten, when it came to like bowl games, they ended up beating the SEC team. So I feel like it kind of negated what I said. So I don't know.
Well, that's why your podcast is good with you and your brother, because you can be honest. I love that. Like, say what you feel, say what you believe. All right, give me something with Ryan Day. Like, he looks like he is just always like, hey, we're gonna do this. Hey, we're gonna do that. Like, he seems like he's pretty chill. He's pretty cool. But like, you got any good Ryan Day stories or how? I know you've enjoyed being around Coach Day.
I would say the change in like this year and last year has been a blessing to see, like just how much like the intensity's turned up for him. Like he was intense last year. He wanted to win and everything, but like the level of that he's turned it up this year of intensity and focus every game, and how he pushes us every game and every practice. It's been great to see. Because like even the guys that have been here for a couple of years, they're like, he's got that look in his eye that he had when I got here last year, and he had when we lost last year. He's had that look in his eye all year. So I can't think of like one necessarily story, but it's that look in his eye right now is it's great to see. Story wise, I always tell the story about when I when I committed to Alabama, when I called all the coaches and I had to tell them, I was like, it's not gonna happen, coach. And the pain that was in his eyes, you could tell he was mad about it. And then when I got in the portal, I committed there. I did the same thing. I was like, yeah, I'm not coming. And then don't do this to me again. Don't do this to me again. And then I was like, oh, I'm just playing. It's all good. It's all good. And so, that's
probably the happiest turnaround he's ever had.
Oh yeah. Because when I told him out the portal, he was on a flight. So when I called him, he didn't answer. And then when he got off the flight, he called me back. He was like, what's the word? I'm like, I'm not coming. And then you tell him, don't do this again. What do we? I'm like, all right, you're good, coach. It's all good. So it was good.
That's awesome. The one thing he talks about and that we saw last year, and I wonder if you can feel this player. Like Coach Day talked about it after the Michigan game, and y'all did it in the playoffs, man. He talked about aggressiveness. Like he's not coaching scared anymore. And last week against Michigan, first play, like you're going to tape. Like you're dropping
shot.
Yes. Like is that something that y'all are always talking about now at y'all's university, and how you turn that around?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I'm talking about with that look in his eye. Just the assertiveness that he's attacking every game with, that he's attacking everything with. It's at a different level, and I mean I love to see it because I think our team plays the best when we're going at it, when we're going for it every play, trying to make a play every play. So, and every play is thought of like a home run hit. So I mean I'm excited to see it, and it's a blessing to be around here.
All right, I'm gonna get you out of here, but I want to ask you. It'd be a crime as a defensive guy not to ask you about Arvell Reese and just that dude coming in, and another guy, man, that just like you guys, man. I watch you guys, and I'm like, you play all these positions. He can play all these positions, and I know. Listen, I know you got other guys that are really great in the secondary, and you got so many great players across the board. But talk about that freak, man, because he's not that thick, Caleb. But I watch him put his hands on people, and they feel it.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about two people because I can't leave out Sonny if we're gonna talk about Arvell.
Okay,
but I say they're the two freakiest players I've seen. Like in terms of just 6'4", 6'4.5", 240, 245, and they're both like the exact same size, and it's like, and then you see Arvell on the edge, and it's like. When he first got to Ohio State, he was playing DN. So it makes sense now when you think of it like, okay, he was playing DN, and then they moved him back to stackbacker. And then now he's getting to play in Matt Patricia's defense where he's playing both. And you're like, that's scary. That's scary. And I told my brother and my dad, I would say early in spring ball, I was like, they were like, so who's playing well? I was like, nobody knows right now, but Arvell Reese, he's gonna be a dude. I'm like, he's gonna be a dude. And then that first game when he went off like that, everybody was like, I think he just made like the last 6 plays. Like he made a sack. Everybody was like, oh shoot. But I'm like, he's got man, like when you say like man-child, like he is like man-child type of strength. Just put his hands on you. It's like So I don't. He's playing at the highest level, and he's put himself in a great position. And then watch Sonny Styles' film from this past game against Michigan. Watch that film. And yeah, let me know what you think after that.
Yeah. All right. Last one. I promise. I'm letting you out of here. Kind of got a big game this week. It's kind of big. So what have you seen so far from Indiana? And speaking of, you talked about big linebacker, a big quarterback that's built like a linebacker over there with Dadgum Mendoza. That's a big old hoss. But what have you seen from Indiana?
I mean, I've watched 3 or 4 games so far. They're playing at a really high level. He's able to see the field and put them in whatever calls and whatever positions they need to be. But it's also his legs. He's running and doing a lot with his legs. Even when the picture doesn't look right, he's doing what he needs to do. So he's playing at an elite level, and they got a good system. They got a good coach, and their defense is actually playing. I didn't know, like they told us yesterday, how good their defense is playing. So it's gonna be a game. So yeah.
Where do we get more Downs Brothers? Where do we get the podcast at?
Anywhere you look up YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, Downs to Business, go check that out. And you'll see all our stuff. So
Downs to Business. Hey, it's a different world, Caleb, when you have to do that. And when you talk about it, I know it's.
I'm gonna be honest. That's the first time I've really had to say that.
See,
hey, go check it out.
Hey, it's Downs to Business, and such a great perspective, man. You and your brother both. Let me tell you something, man. Just as a dad, like you represent everything good about college sports, man. I hope my son, who's a senior in high school, can grow up to be like you. Like the way you handle everything in your life, man, and you got a great family. So anybody that wants a podcast to listen to, I promise you it's good. And appreciate everything you do for the sport, man, and the way you carry yourself.
All right. Appreciate that. Thank you for having me.
You the man, dog. Have a good one.